So as John mentioned, I work at the Enterprise Center CDC, which is on 45th and Market. I'm really lucky to both live and work in the Walnut Hill neighborhood of West Philadelphia. And I'll be talking about how we built a playground in 2009 in 6 hours. So what the Enterprise Center CDC does is basically we work with residents to try and figure out what kind of, how can we make the most exciting community that we can. How can we build a community that people really want to live in, that Mike and Zora and Miss Revis can all be friends and hang out intergenerationally, diversely, in just a really wonderful location. So try to make sure that there's always fun stuff to do, that there's block parties, block cleanups, ways to just hang out with each other, ways to meet your neighbor, and just feel like everybody is really looking out for each other. We also try to make sure that everybody knows about all of the different educational and social service resources that there are. And one of the ways that we do that is we have a street team who are over here. They're all Walnut Hill residents that go door to door throughout the entire neighborhood and let people know about the stuff. Basically, they are sort of the eyes and ears of the things that are going on in the neighborhood. The third way we try to do that is try to make sure that people know about the positive change that's going on in the neighborhood, whether it be houses being rehabbed, blocks being cleaned up, when the L project was finally finished, when trees were being planted in the neighborhood, making sure that people know that this is a place where positive things happen and where good things are happening all the time. And finally, just making sure that everybody, no matter what their age, has a way to pitch in and help each other. So whether that's 2-year-olds sweeping up the block, whether that's 85-year-olds making sweet tea and passing it out on their block, making sure that everybody has a way to get involved with each other. So one of the ways we sort of put all these ideas together in the past year is by working with an organization called Kaboom to build a playground. And this playground was completely designed and built by community members. So that was really exciting. It was built on August 6th of this past year. So the first thing we did was in 2006, we started just working to turn this playground, which was in terrible, terrible condition, as you can see, had pieces of concrete and rebar that kids were playing with because there was nothing else to do at that site. This is here at 47th and Sansom Streets. So we were able to turn this into this. So with the help of about 400 volunteers, we were able to get this built, as I mentioned, in a single day. And so one of the things that we had to do really early was to get started by making sure that people knew that something positive was going to happen there. We knew that the project wouldn't happen overnight, even though at the sort of last stages it did happen overnight, but we knew that we had to start out by just doing a facelift, kind of painting it up, making sure that there weren't weeds and trash there, so that even though it was still an underlying in good condition, that the kids knew that something positive was going to happen there. Then we started raising money and making sure that everybody knew that these were kids that were playing at that playground, as you saw in this past condition, every day for recess. And so we really wanted to hit home the fact that people were playing at this playground, and whether it got fixed up or not, they were going to be there and smiling and excited, maybe playing with concrete. Then we had a million community meetings. We really made sure that all the adults in the community were fired up and ready to go. The adults are here picking slide designs and monkey bar designs for the playground. This was at a community meeting that we held in this past May. Then we had a number of really, really wonderful partners. We had, as I mentioned, we worked with an organization called Kaboom. We were really lucky also to get a number of local community organizations on board. So Walnut Hill Community Association, UC Green, really fantastic partners of ours, both in fundraising and just helping things get done at the playground. And then also in May, we had a community meeting with about 66 kids and their parents, where they came and drew out what they wanted to see at the playground. So they decided what kind of slides they wanted, what colors they wanted to be, and all the kids' drawings were taken and sent to the playground equipment manufacturer, and that's how we came up with the design for the playground would be. Then there were the logistics. All of these little bags on the ground are all the individual nuts and bolts that were used to put the playground together. So we had to figure out, where the porta potties were going to be for all these volunteers, how they were going to eat, where we were going to recycle, things like that. And thanks to all our partners, nobody lost their minds. That was pretty exciting. Then on August 6th, the day arrived. It was raining real hard. I thought, oh Lord, like nobody's going to come out. But instead, we had even more volunteers than we possibly expected. We had 6-year-olds all the way to a 70-year-old who came and hung out. And you know, so we were able to really inspire community members. And I think what was the most important part of it was not only that something visible happened, but that for the first time for a lot of community members, somebody was listening to them. Somebody said, you know, you're right. This is a community that you know, that needs some positive change, and so we're able to make it happen. After the playground opened, you know, we realized that it was kind of just the beginning. We got a chance to just keep on doing really positive things at the playground. There have been a bunch of barbecues there. There have been a bunch of birthday parties. Some community members have really gotten involved. There is one gentleman in particular, Mr. Edwards, who has been staffing the playground almost continuously since it opened. He's just been there. He's a volunteer. He just shows up, makes sure that it's all clean, that the kids are, you know, playing nicely, and it really started to be a tremendous way to get people involved. So many people started out by being Bill Day volunteers and kept on being involved in our community. So if you get a chance, stop by 47th and Sansom, come hang out with some of my friends, and you know, just get involved in your community. So that's what it's all about. So thank you.